As the group continued to watch the mirror, they saw a scene that caught their attention. It showed a hidden room behind a panel in the library, filled with ancient books and artifacts. "This room must hold some important clues," Ben said. "We need to find it." The group searched the library and eventually found the hidden panel. Behind it, they discovered a secret room filled with old tomes and mysterious artifacts. "We need to study these books and artifacts," Lisa said. "They might help us understand more about the house's dark past." Among the ancient books in the hidden room, the group found a particularly old and ominous-looking tome bound in dark leather. It was filled with arcane symbols and writings about dark rituals and curses. "This must be where the family learned about the dark arts," Sarah said, carefully turning the pages. As they read through the tome, they discovered instructions for various rituals, including ones to summon spirits and bind them to objects. They also found references to a powerful curse that had been placed on the house. "This curse must be what's causing all the hauntings," Ben said. "We need to find a way to break it." The group decided to use the knowledge from the tome to perform a ritual to lift the curse from Wellington Manor. The group gathered the necessary items for the ritual: candles, a ceremonial dagger, and special herbs mentioned in the dark tome. They set up the ritual in the hidden room, arranging everything according to the instructions they had found. "We have to be very careful," Alex said. "This ritual is powerful, and we don't know what might happen." As they prepared to begin the ritual, the air grew cold, and they felt a sense of foreboding. Despite their fear, they were determined to see it through. The group began chanting the incantations from the dark tome, their voices steady and strong. As they chanted, the room grew darker, and the ground beneath them started to tremble. The candles flickered wildly, casting eerie shadows on the walls. "We're almost there," Lisa said, her voice filled with determination. As they continued to chant, a blinding light filled the room, and they heard the anguished cries of the spirits trapped within the house. The air crackled with energy, and they felt the curse beginning to lift. "Keep going," Sarah urged. "We're breaking the curse." When the ritual was complete, the room fell silent, and the oppressive atmosphere that had plagued Wellington Manor lifted. The group felt a sense of relief and accomplishment, knowing they had finally broken the curse. "We did it," Alex said, smiling. "The curse is lifted." The ghostly guardian appeared once more, his expression serene. "You have done what many could not," he said. "The spirits of this house can now find peace. Thank you." The group watched as the guardian faded away, feeling a deep sense of closure. They knew they had brought peace to the house and its restless spirits. With the curse lifted, the group turned their attention to the remaining spirits in the house. While exploring the garden, they encountered the spirit of a young woman tending to the flowers. Her expression was peaceful, but she seemed unable to move on. "This garden must have been important to her," Ben said. The group decided to learn more about the woman and why her spirit was still tied to the garden. They researched the history of the Wellington family and discovered that she had been a beloved gardener named Rose. "We need to help Rose find peace," Sarah said. The group gathered items from the garden that had been important to Rose and prepared to perform a ritual to release her spirit. In the garden, the group set up the ritual, arranging the items they had gathered around a central spot. They began to chant, hoping to release Rose's spirit and help her find peace. As they chanted, Rose's spirit appeared, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you for helping me," she said. "I can finally be free." The group continued to chant, and Rose's spirit began to fade. The garden felt warmer, and the flowers seemed to bloom more brightly. "We're making a difference," Lisa said, "one spirit at a time." While exploring the music room, the group heard the faint sound of a piano playing. They followed the sound to an old, grand piano in the corner of the room. As they approached, the keys moved on their own, playing a haunting melody. "There must be a spirit attached to this piano," Alex said. The group decided to investigate the history of the piano and its connection to the Wellington family. They discovered that it had belonged to a talented musician named Eliza, who had played for the family for many years. "She must be trying to tell us something through her music," Sarah said. The group decided to perform a ritual to communicate with Eliza's spirit and learn more about her story. During the ritual, Eliza's spirit appeared, sitting at the piano with a sorrowful expression. She began to play a melancholy tune, and the group listened intently. "Eliza, we're here to help you," Ben said. "Tell us what you need." Eliza's spirit continued to play, and as the music filled the room, the group felt a deep sense of sadness and longing. They realized that Eliza had been heartbroken over a lost love and had never been able to move on. "We need to find out more about her past and help her find closure," Lisa said. The group began to research Eliza's life, hoping to uncover the story behind her sorrowful music. The group discovered that Eliza had been in love with a young man named William, but their relationship had been forbidden by her employer, Charles Wellington. Despite their efforts to be together, Eliza and William had been torn apart, and Eliza had died of a broken heart. "We need to find William's spirit and reunite them," Sarah said. "It's the only way she can find peace." The group decided to hold a ceremony to summon William's spirit and bring him to Eliza. They gathered items that had belonged to him and prepared for the ritual. In the music room, the group set up the ceremony, arranging William's belongings around the piano. They began to chant, hoping to summon his spirit and reunite him with Eliza. As they chanted, a faint outline of a young man appeared next to Eliza's spirit. "Eliza," he said softly, his voice filled with love. Eliza stopped playing and looked up, her eyes filled with tears. "William," she whispered. The two spirits embraced, their forms glowing with a soft light. "Thank you for bringing us together," Eliza said, her voice filled with gratitude. "We can finally be at peace." As the spirits of Eliza and William began to fade, the group felt a sense of closure. They knew they had helped another pair of restless souls find peace. While exploring the cellar, the group stumbled upon a hidden passage behind a stack of old crates. The passage led to a series of underground tunnels that seemed to stretch on forever. "This must be where the family hid during times of trouble," Alex said. The group decided to explore the tunnels, hoping to uncover more secrets about the Wellington Manor. As they walked through the dark, winding passageways, they felt a growing sense of unease. "There's something down here," Ben said, his voice echoing off the walls. The group followed the tunnels to a large underground chamber filled with old furniture, dusty books, and strange artifacts. In the center of the room, they found a large stone altar covered in symbols and runes. "This must have been used for some kind of ritual," Lisa said, examining the altar. As they explored the chamber, they found an old journal that belonged to Charles Wellington. The journal detailed his attempts to protect his family from dark forces by performing various rituals. "We need to find out more about these rituals," Sarah said. "They might be the key to understanding the house's dark history." The group read through Charles's journal, learning about the dark rituals he had performed to protect his family. From the malevolent spirits that plagued the house, they discovered that Charles had made a pact with a powerful spirit to keep his family safe, but the pact had come at a great cost. "This explains why the house is so haunted," Ben said. "Charles's actions trapped these spirits here." The group decided to find a way to undo the pact and release the spirits that had been bound by Charles's rituals. They needed to perform a counter-ritual to break the pact and set the spirits free. The group gathered the items needed for the counter-ritual: candles, special herbs, a ceremonial dagger, and a piece of Charles's journal. They set up the ritual in the underground chamber, arranging everything according to the instructions they had found. "We have to be very careful," Alex said. "This ritual is powerful, and we don't know what might happen." As they prepared to begin the ritual, the air grew cold, and they felt a sense of foreboding. Despite their fear, they were determined to see it through.